Hello world, welcome to Xonadyne Labs. I'm Dr. Els, and today we are going to talk about a fresh new concept called artificial intelligence, AI for short. Perhaps you've heard of it. There's a lot of hullabaloo over the effects of it, not just on our intellect and our intellectual property, but also on the environment. But with AI, the cat is out of the bag. And by cat, I mean feral mountain lion. And by bag, I mean grocery bag. It's not going back in there. I don't even know who got that in there in the first place. Look at that. You want to try putting that back in there? On a scale of world-changing technological breakthroughs, this is up there with the meteor hitting the dinosaurs. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. AI does have a lot of uses that make things a lot simpler, almost trivializes a lot of things. And companies like OpenAI and Google and Meta are trying their hardest to ensure that the entire planet is using their models. Every student, every business, every lonely person using it as a substitution for human interaction. Now imagine billions of requests, all wanting instant responses. This requires processing power that is almost an affront to God. Processing power on that level requires a lot of energy. And a lot of energy is going to generate a lot of heat. A lot of heat is going to require a lot of cooling. And a lot of cooling is going to require a lot of water. That one simple query you're doing isn't just sitting out there in the ether. It's hitting racks of GPUs and some giant data center that's drinking water like R. Kelly before a cell block party. You fancy yourself one of those people who takes pride in being informed as much as possible anyway. You can take a look at an AI water usage calculator online with the good people at omnicalculator.com. Start small, your usage. Let's say maybe 8 queries a day. Something light. That's fair, right? And scale it up to a small business or something doing that much. Then a corporation. Then todos el mundo. And that is just LLM prompts. You factor in image generation, that's tons more processing power because of the calculations it has to do. That's even more water that's getting used. Now you factor in video generation. We're not talking linear scaling here anymore. We're talking exponential. Now looking at these numbers, you can clearly extrapolate how all of these data centers consuming all of this water in one day can easily and quickly
generate value for the shareholders.
Now, we can't just say don't use the instantly cheat on your homework machine anymore without providing a solution because people don't like going backwards. Lucky for you, turns out there are myriad solutions. In this video, however, we are only going to discuss one. It's the biggest one. Build your own. Okay, wait, calm down. Don't fill your underwear up yet. You don't have to be some kind of Silicon Valley wizard to do this. That's what this video is about. A realistic overview. Food for thought, you do the dishes. First, an important disclaimer. I've been working on building this for a while. So this was before data centers across the globe started buying up every GPU and hard drive like it's toilet paper in 2020. At the time of filming this video in the year of our Lord 2026, yesterday's price is not today's price. Therefore, keep this in mind if you're looking at building your own and scale accordingly. You want to know how much processing power this stuff takes? It's processing the whole world's economy right now. And that's a pretty good reason to have one in your home at a time like this. So, if you are really serious about this and the prospect of all your queries being reported to the government doesn't thrill you, then this is a strong solution for you. All right, now, where to start? Storage, right? How much? How much do you need? You need this? Nah, I do, because I do too much. For you, you can get maybe a 2 to 4 terabyte solid state drive max. If that's enough just to get started and download something basic and run the basic things you might need just to play around and get familiar with it. Plenty of room for that. You need help installing a hard drive? I got videos on how to install all kinds of hard drives. Check this one out. I was crazy for this one. Feel free to peruse any of those if you like. Let's talk memory. RAM. This is one of the most important aspects. RAM determines how much active work your computer can do at once. If your machine has to make a bunch of calculations and permutations, it's going to need a whole lot of RAM in order to mimic human thought, which is what it's trying to do. So the more RAM you have, the more simultaneous thinking and processing it can do. Right now, that means big tech is hoarding RAM like dragons on a pile of gold. So yes, prepare to get rammed on RAM prices. Just research what target models you want to test out and try before you buy anything. That's the most critical aspect. It will save you a lot of pain and uncomfortable areas, like your wallet. Or, keep using this guy's stuff. So since we talked about RAM, let's talk about VRAM. VRAM. is memory that is built into a graphics processing unit, aka GPU. This is probably the most important acronym in modern civilization at the moment. If you really want your machine to run at Super Saiyan levels, you will need these. Now, AI loves GPUs because they're built to handle thousands of parallel calculations at once. These things are the new bricks of cocaine now. Times are getting rough. You probably start flipping some GPUs out there. There is most definitely a drought, and the prices are going through the roof. But also, as the saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. Also, these things are clearly designed by Lexington Steel. They are usually way too big to fit in any normal machine properly, unless you are just a complete nerd and all you do is touch PC parts all day. So what I'd recommend is getting something to hold them completely still in place, whatever that might be. You'd use whatever. And they are also extremely loud when they're working. Now that you have your hardware, it's time for the software. Here's the good news. There are open source models that you can download for free. Yes, everyone's favorite F word. Go to huggingface.co, set up a free account. You'll find LLMs, image models, video models, coding models, models hither and yon. You find the LLM you want, you download it, you test it out. Find the imaging model you want, you download it, you test it out. If you got that BBC GPU, you get you a video model, download it, test it out. You don't have all that heavy hardware, stick to the LLMs you're used to. So to save you from all that heartache, the first thing you have to do is look deep inside yourself and answer one huge question. What do you want this machine to do? You want it to chat? You want it to code? You want it to make art? You want it to produce cinematic 4K video from your fever dreams? If you don't have a GPU, you can forget about that last one. All right, something else to keep your eye on when you're surfing these models. You'll see numbers like 7B or 32B next to a model. The B in this case means billions of parameters. Parameters are basically adjustable knobs inside the AI's brain. The more parameters it has, the more nuanced thinking it has. But the more nuanced thinking it has to do, the more RAM it needs. So if you have a 7B model, that's something like smaller, more lightweight, that can work on any portable system. It doesn't require a lot of hardware overhead to run. But it's got 7 billion parameters as opposed to a 32B. 32 billion parameters. That's more than 4 times the amount of a 7B. All right, one last thing. If you are running a local AI server, local as in out of your house, air gap it. Cut it off from the internet. Hackers will find your unsecured GPUs and have it doing burpees non-stop until they drop and shut it down, open up shop. So we have to accept the reality that AI is not going away. That mountain lion is out on the hunt. Question is whether you're going to be food for it or do you want to build your own cage for it? Whatever you do it fast and get to work. Clock is ticking. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps and hope this was informative in some way to you. Keep in mind, this is only one method. You can scale this up or down however you like. Let me know if you want more videos on some other ways you can get your own personal AI. Like, subscribe, most importantly, stay alive.